Now, the next constellation is a 2056-year constellation, and this is the constellation of Aquarius. And Aquarius, of course, symbolizes energy. You see this guy holding this big vase. On the terrestrial plane, it's called water. That's the water constellation. No, remember, we're talking cosmos. This is energy. The guy's holding this big vase on his shoulder, and it's got this snake of energy running out of a vase. Remember, the whole idea is there's a lot of symbology, and we are here to be able to put together some of these, you can call them underlying, like I said, I don't want to get too once we get started here, we'll dive into some of this interdimensional stuff. But once you find out that we are all being breathed by the same thing. I said, did you breathe before? Sure you did. But who breathes you when you forgot? Remember, this is a system that is esoteric right now. When you walk out of here, and just like me speaking right now, I'm pushing my eyes, my video cameras are actually working. Wherever I push them, I have no idea how to focus them. Remember, in order just to open your hands in and out like this takes you, the dreamer, to be able to dream this motion. So right now, we, just like Brent said, we're all learning how to dream our dream. So if we could all dream sustainability, well, don't you think we're going to get it? Now, this 2056-year constellation called the Aquarian constellation, it's reasoning, remember, this cross that the Pope wears. And this guy named Saint Germain, if you know who he is, you look him up on the computer, Saint Germain. He's this guy that wears this big medallion again. It's a Maltese cross. I'm Maltese, by the way, 100% Maltese. My mom and dad were born on this little tiny island in Malta. And when you really look at the background, it's Sumerian, Phoenician. It's an old bloodline. O positive. 70% of the planet's an O positive bloodline race. And when you come to the Big Island, you'll find out there's a ton of blue eyes here. A lot of off O positive races here. And we're just going to get into this for a second because a lot of people say, what's the difference between a brown eye and a blue eye? Well, a lot. It's called the transcription of the matrix. Remember, the horse can only see what it sees because of the blinders. What if we took the blinders off the horse? Now the horse is not such a, mental slave, only being pointed in a direction that the driver is pointing the horse. So now the horse can look around and says, whoa, got food over there, got water over there, and why am I doing what I'm doing? Well, remember, we just had our blinders on for a long time. So if this is the case, we're getting our blinders taken off. You can see how there's a lot of ruckus going on the planet now. Nobody wants to be unsustainable because it means basically that we've just become earthlings or slaves. And an earthling is a person or a group of people that needs, something else behind it, like a duckling needs a duck to be able, its mommy and daddy, to take care of it. How about we as a species at this time, like I said, we're being upgraded, stepped up in frequency. Why? Because the sun is being terrain modified. It is becoming more illuminated, more brilliant, as they say. It has more light. Why? Because the sun is traveling through the stellar cloud of the galactic center. We can look this up. It's very verifiable. Tonight, if there's not clouds, I want you to look at Venus into the west and look up and see how bright this planet is. Why is it so bright? It's just a planet. It's not a star. It's not on fire, but it is. Why, at about 10 o'clock at night, you'll look to the east and you'll see Jupiter is on fire. It's ridiculous to see how bright these planets are. So this isn't fluff. This is a reality that you can actually see, feel, hear, and touch. Volcanoes, hurricanes, earthquakes. We breathe in and out, don't we? Do you think that since everything is natural, it follows this holographic physics? It's a biological holographic physics system. If we breathe in and out, that means that everything else does too. Let's jump into holographic physics here. This is from small to large. We have 46 chromosomes, you've heard, right? So if we're in binary sequence, which basically is 0, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, and so on, 256, 512, and do that 46 times. Anybody have a calculator? Or do you want to take a guess to see what number you get if you do that 46 times? I already told you the other day, so you can't tell them. So you'll find out if you take a calculator and you just do this in binary sequence, 0, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 512, and you do that 46 times, you'll get 25,920. Wow. Okay, what does that mean? Well, how many breaths a day do you do? Come on, everything fits into this Russian Cupid doll. Everything has to fit. Suns within suns within suns, circles within circles within circles. And in time, what's going to happen is you're going to take a lot of BS out of your closet because it doesn't fit into this Cupid doll. And if it doesn't fit into the Cupid doll, throw it out because that means you were taught something that is incorrect. Remember, nature follows this helical, spherical, rotational, and biological movement of this 1.618 logarithmic spiral called the wormhole. Everything does. Even when men go to the bathroom. Next time you go to the bathroom, guys, check it out. Do you think your urine just flies out like a waterfall? No, it spins out of you. Because your veins actually have the same exact movement of the wormhole. Everything follows us. So let's get back into holographic physics again. 46 chromosomes, you have 100 trillion. That's the number you come up with. We have 100 trillion cells inside our body. And then let's go up galactically now. Because remember, we talked about we're going to talk from real small and we're going to go real big. So 100 trillion cells, okay, great. And since my body, your body, is a miniature galaxy, let's scratch our heads and say, holographic physics and everything fits within the system, and it's all in a system that actually fits perfectly, as they say, divinely. Okay, so isn't it so? There's 100 trillion stars in our little galaxy of billions, of course, 100 trillion, maybe other galaxies. So everything fits into the system. Who knows the surface temperature of your skin? 98.6, isn't it? Huh? You've heard of that. You can easily find out by a digital thermograph or just a very simple thermometer test. 98.6. And since we're a galaxy and we're a little sun, let's go up to the sun and check out its surface temperature. How much do you think that is? It's all on a factor of 10. It's a 10 factor. So if we're 98.6 degrees, that would mean that the sun is 9,860 degrees. Look it up. Sun's surface temperature, 9,860 degrees. Just tell Google that. It'll tell you what this, remember, it's 27 trillion degrees supposedly inside. We're talking surface temperature here.